Hi folks, today's question is whether or not, after a traffic stop, the police can further detain you to allow a drug dog to come and sniff your car. So let me give you some examples. Let's say that our friend Billy Bob, here's one of my crappy illustrations, that Billy Bob is driving on Memorial Parkway and he's playing some music. Should I stay or should I go? I can't sing, as you know. But he's playing Should I Stay or Should I Go? He's not paying attention. He crosses the center line. Police officer sees him. Cop pulls him over, writes him a ticket for crossing the center line. Cop says, "You mind if I look around to see if you got any drugs or weapons or anything?" Now Billy Bob's taking the ticket. Billy Bob thinks, should I stay or should I? He goes, "You know what? I'd like to go. I'm not interested in having you fish around my stuff. Let me leave." Cop goes, "Not so fast. I'm going to call the drug dog. I don't like your attitude. I'm going to call the drug dog and have him sniff around." Detains Billy Bob for 5 minutes. Drug dog comes, does its thing, hits on the trunk. Cop pops the trunk. Bam, half pound of weed. Billy Bob's in trouble. He goes to court. Billy Bob's lawyer says, "Judge, this search was illegal. It was unreasonable for the police officer who had already finished his business. The cop, he wrote the ticket and Billy Bob took it. Once that was done, cop was done. He should have let Billy Bob go. It was unreasonable to make him wait that 5 minutes for the drug dog. This case ought to be thrown out because the seizure of Billy Bob, the detention, was unreasonable." The judge thinks about it. He goes, "You're right. The evidence against Billy Bob is thrown out, and result, Billy Bob wins." Now, Billy Bob happens to have a cousin. Another wonderful illustration, his cousin, Booger. Booger's driving along, also on Memorial Parkway here in Huntsville, and Booger's playing smooth criminal. Booger doesn't pay attention. He crosses the line. Bam, same cop, pulls him over. Says, "Here's your ticket." Booger says, "Hey, my business here is done. Your business here is done. I'd like to leave." Cop looks at him and says, "Not so fast. Now this time we have a little bit different facts." And the cop has written the ticket. But when he looks at Booger, he notices Booger has a few little flakes of something green on his shirt. And Booger has some rolling papers and a digital scale in the front seat of the car. Booger also seems his hands are shaking a little bit and he's sweaty, except for it's a cool day. Cop says, "Nah, I don't like your attitude either. You're going to wait here. I'm going to get the drug dog to Mr. Sniffs come sniff around your car." Drug dog comes. Bam! Hits on the trunk. Officer pops the trunk. Half pound of weed. Booger's in trouble. Booger goes to court. Booger's lawyer has seen what happened on Billy Bob's case and with Billy Bob's lawyer, and he says, "Judge, it's the same thing. Booger, he ought to be let go. I mean, the cop, he stopped him, wrote him a ticket, he took the ticket, he just didn't allow him to stay. It was unreasonable, let him go." Judge says, "Nothing doing, Booger's for trial." So why? The reason why is that there is a difference in the facts. This whole thing is based on reasonableness. And so in the second case, because the police officer had additional facts, the green flakes on the shirt, the rolling papers, the scales, him being nervous, him sweating on a cool day, judge ruled that's enough additional information to allow the detention, the 5-minute detention, not to be unreasonable under those circumstances. So the judge says, "Sorry, Booger, I'm not throwing out this evidence. You're for trial." And so, of course, the moral of the story is that if the police pull you over and they want to bring a drug dog, well, whether or not they can or can't depends on the specifics of the circumstance. Now, you shouldn't smart off to the cops, of course. Your lawyer can raise that later on, and hopefully, if there's not enough grounds, the judge will throw it out. But it's not an absolute rule that if the cops stop you, give you a ticket, you take the ticket, that you are free to go. Now, what you should say is, "Gee, officer, am I free to go?" And if the officer says yes, go. At any rate, I hope you like these videos. I hope you're not in a legal jam. If you are and you want our help, just give us a call. Our phone number is somewhere down there below. If you like these videos, please subscribe. And if you want to be really nice to us, you'll give us that thumbs up because that helps us. Thanks again for watching. I'm attorney Andy Siegel.